Today I'm gonna share with you books that I'm never unhauling, so stick around. Hey, what's going on BookTube on YouTube? I'm Christina and welcome to my channel. I make bookish videos for bookworms, so consider subscribing and clicking the bell for more bookish videos. So I know you have, if you do have a library, you have these books that are your favorites for whatever reason and you will never get rid of them. So that's what that's what this video is about. And I'm gonna share with you, I got a few here that I will never unhaul and I will never give away, and for different reasons, and I'm sure I'll be able to share with you. But you know what, before, without further ado, let's go, because I have a bunch of books here. So the first book I want to share with you is kind of a classic, 50 Shades of Grey. I am never getting rid of this book. In fact, I want the rest of the series, actually, even though I never seen the movies. I only saw the movie for this one. But we already know the deal with 50 Shades of Grey. I don't care who doesn't like this book, because there's a lot of people out there that this book sucked or whatever. I don't care about that. I love the everything that happens in this book. It's just nuts. You know what I'm talking about. Anastasia Steele. You know what? I forgot her name, but you know what? That's neither here nor there. The next book I want to share with you, let me tell you really quick. It's gonna be a mix of fiction, non-fiction, personal development. It's a bunch of different genres I have here, sitting here. So that's fiction. Let's see if I can go with another fiction. This book right here, I don't know if you can get it anywhere. A friend sent it to me, and I'm never unhauling this book. This is from an independent author named Matt Lation, and it is his Jack the Ripper Live and Uncut. This book took me on an adventure of time travel, and I love time travel. And I haven't reread this book, but I have read it and I have highlighted and did a whole bunch of stuff in this book. But this book took me on a journey. Imagine, for instance, if you're able to go back in time to witness a crime that now in the present day has still not been solved. Couldn't find the word. Solved. So our main character, Carl Axford, he gets to go back in time and witness the Jack the Ripper murders to try to solve it and find out who he was. But he can only go as a witness. He can't really interact or anything. But this book had me on an adventure, and I will never get rid of this book. So the next book I want to share with you, let's see, another fiction, is my very first love. The first book I gushed over when I started BookTube, and that is You by Carolyn Kepnes. I know that there's a Netflix show on it. That's my kitty cat. I know that there is a Netflix show on it, but I really couldn't get into it. Let me tell you, the book is where it's at. You gotta read this book. You get into the mind of Joe, because I forgot his name. You get into the mind of Joe and how he thinks, and it's just so nutty, and he's a psychopath pretty much, and this book is told from Joe's perspective. So anyway, it's really good. You by Carolyn Kepnes. If you didn't like the show, you might just like the book, so check it out. The next book I want to share with you is another book that I'm never gonna unhaul, and it's part of a trilogy. I have not read the other books yet, but I do plan on getting to them. And it's called Furlodge. This is a book that I gushed about for a while, and it's another time travel story. Imagine being stuck in a time loop where you're experiencing the same day over and over again. You're trying to figure out, why is this happening and what happened, and what turned the events to what they were. This was really good. It's a part of the Restarter series. This is also an independent book by my good friend Sean McMahon, and he has a couple of other books there. They're in my library somewhere. And yeah, this book was really good. It had me hooked. And this is one of those books also that I really wish that I would have highlighted and written into. But you know what I'm noticing? The books that I am not highlighting and writing into and annotating are the books that are like I'm really enjoying. And you know what, there's nothing wrong with that. It's fine. It's just something that I wish I had done, because I enjoyed the book so much that I want to see what my thought process was as I was reading the book. So this is a book that I really wish I would have did that with, but oh well, next time. The next book I want to share with you is, this is an oldie, I guess an oldie but goodie. The Silver Linings Playbook, and this is by Matthew Quick. And I seen the movie. I can't front, I seen the movie and I love the movie. And our main character has bipolar disorder and, you know, a whole bunch of things that are triggering him to really like spaz out and things like that. And I love this book. I can't even put it into words. I love this book, and this is another one that I will never, ever, ever unhaul. The next book I want to share with you that I will never unhaul, that is a fiction, and I fell in love with it. And let me tell you, I am a serial DNFer, and I'm sure I've said that before. And this is a book that I did not DNF, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it, and that's The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. I think Kristen Hanna is going to be my new favorite author. She's amazing, and this book actually proved it. And I see a lot of you guys talking about Kristen Hanna, her books, and loving them, and now I know what you're talking about. Now I know what you mean. But The Great Alone was amazing. We have a family where the husband in the family, he ends up going to the Vietnam War in the 70s, and he ends up being a prisoner of war, and he ends up getting PTSD and all of these mental illnesses and traumatic, from these traumatic experiences that he experienced in Vietnam. And he decides to pick up his family and take them and move them to a remote area in Alaska. And that's where the story really starts getting crazy. And I love this book. I fell in love with the characters, and I cannot stop gushing about this book. You need to read it. Now, here's a book that I'm never gonna get rid of. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you, I enjoyed it. I didn't love it, but I enjoyed this book. And it's called With the Fire on High. And the reason why I'm not unhauling it is, I don't know if you know this, but it's a beautiful book. Aesthetically pleasing. And look, even without the cover, it's beautiful. So I'm never getting rid of that book because it is just too pretty to do that. So With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. I've read another Elizabeth Acevedo book and I've loved it. I can't remember what the name of the other book was. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, With the Fire on High. The next book that I'm never ever getting rid of or unhauling is the classic The Da Vinci Code. I read this in like the 90s or the early 2000s. I don't even know when this book came out, honestly. I read this years ago, but I bought a brand new copy because my copy from years ago, God knows where it is. But I wanted to have it because it was a classic and everybody loved it and everybody raved about it. Well, not everybody loved it, but a lot of people loved it. Everybody was reading it at the time, and I read it and it was really, really good. So I'm never unhauling the Da Vinci Code. The next book I want to share with you that I'm never getting rid of is a book that I fell in love with. And I know many of you have read this book, and it's called The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. And this is the first book that I thoroughly annotated. I mean, I didn't put any tabs in it, but it is thoroughly annotated with, pen, some highlighting and stuff. And this is enemies to lovers trope, and it has a lot of steamy scenes in it, and it really took me away. I know a lot of people really weren't feeling the other Sally Thorne book, 99% Mine. But this one right here is definitely an amazing book. And you know, Lucy and Joshua, they work together. They don't like each other. Lucy, even her password is I hate Josh. And I mean, I hate Josh. So I don't know. Anyway, so anyway, I'm not gonna get into it, but this book was really good. It's Enemies to Lovers if you like that kind of thing. The next book that I am never unhauling is a book that I have not read yet. Now, how can I not want to unhaul a book that I haven't read yet? What if I don't like it and I may want to unhaul it? Okay, maybe that will happen. But as of right now, I'm saying I will never unhaul this book for the simple reason that this book is crazy. I mean, I read, all right, I'm gonna tell you, I read up to page 36 and I plan on reading it more, but this book is nuts. The formatting of this book is nuts. You see this? There's a lot of like footnotes and it reads like a textbook. It's about a documentary that doesn't exist, something like that. And it's written about and a house that looks a lot bigger, a house that looks a lot smaller than it is on the inside, and the inside it looks huge, but on the outside it looks like a small house. Like, I don't know, honestly, I don't know what I'm talking about regarding this book. That's just from what I remember from what other people were talking about. So, The House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielski. And the reason why I'm not unhauling it at this point is because it's a bugged out book. Look at this. Okay? You got like 5 words on a page. How could I get rid of that? Honestly, how could I get rid of that? Anyway, the next book I want to share with you is a book that's no longer in print, I don't think. And it's an old biography by my favorite artist in the whole world. And it's Michael Jackson's Moonwalk. And I will never unhaul this because I'm a big fan and I collect a lot of Michael Jackson memorabilia. And this is one book that I will never get rid of. It's really old already and it's, you know, it's yellowing on the cover. Anyway, it's pretty much his biography that he wrote. So now to like the non-fiction type books. I want to share with you the best history book I've ever read. Like, I'm a history buff. I love history. I love learning about it. And A People's History of the United States. I don't know if you can see this because it's too bright. All right, I'll hold it like this. A People's History of the United States by Howard Zinn. Or they call it Howard Zinn's A People's History of the United States. Whatever. But this book is really good. It talks about history in, you know, regular terms. The way it actually happened. It's not all fluffed up or written by these, you know, top people in the government or in education. I don't know what I'm saying. But, you know, this is written for the people by someone who's writing by the people. I don't know. But this book is good. I'm talking mad shit. I'm talking mad shit about this book. But anyway, I will never unhaul this because I love the writing. It's easy to understand. And it really draws you in emotionally. Like, I was reading about the Columbus times and I just got really pissed off reading about what happened. And it's like, you feel like you're there. And that's why I love this book. Because you feel like you're there experiencing what's going on in history. So, yeah. So, the next book I want to share with you that I will never unhaul is The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. And it's just, you know, how to, you know, kind of not really get your way in society, but how to maneuver. Well, you know what? I think it is about how to get your way in society or in certain situations and stuff. So, you know, I got up to law number 22. But yeah, this book is sick. And, you know, a lot of people refer to it in their videos. A lot of people refer to it, and mostly in like personal development and success videos, they will bring up this book. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm not unhauling this for nothing. And the last book I want to share with you that I am not unhauling is called, you can't see the name, but it's called Behold a Pale Horse. And this book is crazy, y'all. This book is about conspiracy theories and about aliens and about, you know, the conspiracy. Okay, so Bill Cooper, he was a former United States Naval Intelligence Briefing team member. He reveals information that remains hidden from the public eye. So let me tell you a little something about Bill Cooper. Bill Cooper was scared for his life. He released a whole bunch of things in this book that are top secret, that weren't supposed to be shared, and he revealed it in this book. And you know, this book is just sick. I don't know if you've heard of it. He shows actual documents and actual memos and actual pictures of certain things so that we could see what it was. But yeah, this book is sick. I heard about this book back in like the 90s or the early 2000s, and I never got rid of it. So here it is. So there you have it. That is I am never unhauling these books. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know some titles of some books that you are not gonna unhaul ever because you love the book so much. And I will, you know, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you on my next video. Take care.